Up, left, B, start, B, up, B. Oh, shit. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I was watching a little bit too much of the Pokemon stream. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of 8-Bits. Happy Friday. How's everyone doing? I'm djWHEAT, joined as always by itmeJP. And yeah, that seems to be like the big talk of the morning, is that the this amazing Twitch Plays Pokemon stream is kind of taking the world by storm, I guess you could say.
It's not the most exciting thing to watch, but when they actually do something, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Because right now they've just been kind of like walking around and saving a lot. There's a lot of saves.
A lot of like running into walls. It's pretty hilarious. Apparently after a day, they've finally beaten Misty, and the adventure continues from there.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy, but kind of awesome that weird stuff like that can just pop up, and gamers will be like, I mean, I've admittedly watched more than I probably should have already, but
yeah, I've got it up on the other monitor. So
how are
I watched it last night, but it only had like 3,000 viewers, and now it's up to 8K. So
it's gonna keep climbing too, I think. I really
Yep.
do. Really do.
Things are great, Wheat, because there's finally games to play. I'm getting really excited. We had Lightning Returns this week. It was complete dog shit, but we'll get to that in a bit.
Yes, I can't wait to hear
But it was enjoyable dog. It was dog shit that you don't have to pick up, is what it was.
Okay.
I've gotten Titanfall beta last night. I played that. I've put in probably about 8 hours thus far, so I didn't get much sleep, but what else is new? And then I watched probably the best tutorial I've ever seen in a video game earlier this morning, and I'll tell you what that is later in the show.
You've got me excited already for the
and
first segment.
Most importantly, House of Cards Season 2 is out.
It's out now, the whole thing.
It's out, the whole thing.
Nice. Well, I've got to catch up on Season 1 first.
Oh, man. I watched Season 1 in 2 days because
it's amazing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that show, though.
It's on my list. My list is rather long. It gets interrupted many times by watching older shows sometimes. I don't know why this happens in my house, but like my wife will start watching old shit because she just likes to have stuff on in the background, when she's working.
Right.
And
That's
stuff.
like me.
And then I'll get sucked into it, and I'll be like, "No, I don't need to watch the entirety of Glee all over again." Like,
well, I mean, I guess there's some return to that show. You can enjoy the songs,
but that and anything like stuff we used to watch back then, like a Throw In at 24 or a Lost, and you're just like, "Oh, well, I haven't seen this in 4 years. This is great." It's like watching it for the first time again. So, but I definitely want to get on that. So, while we're talking about consumable media that's not video games quite yet, I kind of gave this pitch the other day on Live on 3, but since I am going to talk about its equivalent in the video game world today, the Lego Movie is fucking fantastic, dude.
Yeah, I still haven't gone and seen it. I'll probably wait for it just to come out because I'm not that big of a Lego fan. I don't really have an excuse.
It's
but
funny because you don't even really have to be a Lego fan. It's just like the movie from top to bottom is amazing. In fact, it's probably like more interesting regardless, just because everything they've done Lego has been, animated in 3D, and the fact that the whole thing is stop motion is fucking amazing with the shit that they do. Just absolutely amazing. So
it is pretty remarkable. It's still at 96% on Rotten Tomatoes,
which is like ridiculous with
150 reviews and only 6 are rotten. That's pretty nuts.
Yeah. So
I can't think of a movie that's done that recently.
I recommend it. It is just kind of like one long video game cutscene. Like, I mean, that's cool. Just really kind of what it feels, which is totally awesome. And I'll talk about the game a little bit later, but go, if you got a chance or a few extra moments, it's worth it. So
I'll put on my best pedo gear, then go see the movie later today. I'll sneak in at the 2 o'clock showing.
Shit.
if I can get my not my straight jacket, my long jacket. Is it a straight jacket?
It's so funny, JP, because at this new theater that's by our house, they've got these, they call them dream theaters now. And they are, man, they are fucking epic, dude. Like, the theaters themselves, like, the screens aren't enormous. Like, they don't have, like, an enormous IMAX. But every single one only has about 40 seats, and they're all huge, super leather, nice, electronic, reclinable. I mean,
that's pretty nice.
It is incredible, these theaters. So you have to reserve all your seats now, which at first, you know, you're like, oh, that sucks. But if you just reserve early, you're always going to get the seats you want, right? So we tend to like the back, because again, the theaters aren't huge, so it's just kind of like you get the best seat in the house, I think, and right in the middle. And when we went to the theater, they had taken 2 of the seats out from the top row. So we arrived, and Jen was like, something's not right here. And there was almost a full-out brawl between the Graham family and uppity soccer mom family regarding these missing seats. And,
oh, boy.
Oh, it almost came to blows. But luckily they didn't sell the other 2 seats. So I was like, lady, you know, like, my son doesn't bite. So if you just want to put, you know, one of your kids next time, I'm sure they're going to fucking love this movie. Unless, anyway, it's pretty good. So, yeah, you got to watch yourself if you go to Lego Movie, man.
Yeah, I know. You got to watch yourself in life, Marcus. That's a life lesson right there. It's not a Lego Movie lesson.
Jen was like, oh, I thought it was going to get nasty. I was like, dude, I was going to tell this lady that I would stand right fucking here next to her the entire movie if that's what I had to do. But my kid was not going to get out of that fucking seat after we had sat down first. And luckily,
my God.
Again, and they gave us free passes for the movie. So, fuck yeah, win-win. We won.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yep.
What else? Well, I guess what have you been playing now? What else have you been watching?
Yeah. Well, I you know, it's kind of funny you say that because I added a few things I've been watching to what I've been playing, and maybe I'll just start to that.
Yeah. What else?
So first and foremost, the Nintendo Direct, which I don't know that we'll even go into too much detail about it later, but you guys know what the Nintendo Direct is. It's basically like Nintendo's outreach to the community that's really got this corporate feel to it.
Wait, did you watch the entire thing yesterday?
No, fuck no, man.
Oh, okay. I was just like, Marcus.
Yeah, like, oh, I couldn't wait, JP.
What is wrong with you?
Got out some cheese and crackers and a glass of milk, and it was awesome. No, I didn't. In fact, when I was reading through, I was like, God, thank God I didn't. But of course, I'm gonna read through the synopsis of it. And one of the things they had was the new Bayonetta trailer. And I gotta say, I hate her hair, but goddamn, the game actually just looks fucking amazing. And if you're, you know, you're Bayonetta's like a love-hate game. Right? You either are like, this was God's gift to video games, like, this is amazing, or like, this is the biggest piece of shit that has ever been made. It makes no sense, and like, why did anyone put any time or effort into it? I'm on the love side. I'm on what? Yeah, I'm on the love side, and I'm in. I'm in 150%. I can't wait to stream this game.
I played the first I never bought it, but I played the demo and I enjoyed the demo. And I know that the first one's like beloved by not only action game fans, but just like everyone.
Yeah, well, after you play it for a while, you find out, they gave her a haircut, and I'm not quite sure about that, man. Like, that shit better be customizable because fucking I missed the long hair a little bit. The put up ponytail anyway. There were eventually combos that you unlocked that were just kind of like the OP go-to things, but the combat system itself was fantastic. It was great, and it is always balls to the wall in your face. Like, what was that?
Just like
game?
Stupidly crazy. Yeah.
Oh, stupidly crazy all the time.
You're thinking of Asura's Wrath, probably.
Asura's Wrath, and then there was another one like Ninja Force or whatever the fuck that one crazy ninja. Where it was like it seemed like a normal ninja game, then all of a sudden you're like fighting on missiles and shit, and then you're running down buildings.
Ninja Force.
Yeah, something like that. It's got that same feeling to it, and there are some like cities blowing up and some shit going on that just looks incredible, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, the game does look. I'm watching the trailer right now. It does look pretty bananas.
It's
Pretty
still kind of
fucking
weird to
bananas.
me that it's like the Wii U, title.
I don't know.
I
It's
mean,
the Wii U savior, man.
it's so strange to me. Ninja Blade was the name of it, yeah. See,
Yeah.
so I think Devil May Cry is kind of like a neutered Bayonetta, and I know that
That's
I'm gonna
what I
get.
was thinking. It's like the latest Devil May Cry was batshit insane, but only in certain parts, right? Other things it was like
Oh,
it made
Bayonetta is
sense.
like
But
just
it's all the time. Well, I
nonstop
know. Yeah, it's
fucking
all the time bullshit. It's
yeah.
crazy.
Oh yeah.
Her hair is turning into a fucking Shiva-like creature right now. Now they're fighting, and it's just like Godzilla style bullshit. So yeah,
hmm
yeah, I know.
I'm excited. So, well, some people are gonna hate me for saying that because I love Devil May Cry, but this is like any sort of combat system like that on fucking crack, dude.
Yeah,
On
yeah.
crack. So I really enjoyed that. That was exciting. The other thing, JP, that we've both talked about, that it's nice to see some gameplay video. In fact, I think they released the first 25 minutes, but the Stick of Truth gameplay video's out.
Okay, so that's the best tutorial I've ever seen in a video game.
Oh, God, fuck, JP. It's just I had to stop it eventually, but I mean,
Dude, that game that was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like,
and it looks
it's
like
all
you're watching an
the game.
episode, but you're playing.
Or
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy, man. Like that when you're watching the actual like the cinematics or whatever, the cutscenes, if you will, it looks exactly identical to the show. Then you play and it looks like you're playing the show.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
they must
everything
have spent
about
a
it.
very, very long.
You're
time.
never gonna go, oh, that was CG and oh, that's in game
Yeah.
because it just looks like South Park, which
It's the
is
first like 13 minutes of it. It's great.
and it's one of the most important things that game has to achieve, right? Because South
Right.
Park has made that attempt to go into 3D before, and it
Yeah.
never was.
I remember, was that the 64 version? I played.
God,
I think.
I don't know.
I think it was like an FPS GoldenEye on the 64 version. It was real terrible.
Yeah, real
I remember
bad.
renting that back in the day.
Real bad. So,
but yeah, man, that trailer, it's 13 minutes. It's the first 13 minutes of the game. There are some scenes that were cut out. I'm not sure why. Maybe they just didn't want to give all the jokes away.
I
But
hope not. Yeah.
the tutorial, like the way that they're doing everything, it's fucking hilarious.
It is.
Like they introduce the classes and they're like fighter, cleric, thief. I've never seen a white one of those. And finally the Jew. It's like what? Like what? Instead of wizard, they called it the Jew. And he uses the sling of David and he's got a cane.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's just the most ridiculous shit, man.
It sounds weird to say this, and like I don't want to like I'm riding the hype train hard, but
Oh yeah, so am I.
this seems to me like a game that could just do so ridiculously well. Because like how many South Park fans are there, and how
Right.
many? I mean, I don't even watch South Park religiously, but I would consider,
Yeah.
like I got 30 minutes. I'll throw on an episode of South Park. Eventually you see them all. But like, I think about the hardcore folks who watch this every week and that
Oh, yeah.
crossover with video games. I mean, it must be immense. Could this game just like topple charts and fucking sell, especially if it something like that comes out and everyone suddenly.
The only thing that I would think might stop or might halt some people from playing it is the combat is like old school turn-based RPG combat. It has some like tweaks in it to where there's more active stuff in it. Like when you get attacked, you can block some of the damage.
Kind of like Mario RPG.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
But,
probably the one thing.
Like why do we still play those types of games now?
Right. That's true.
Like is it because of the love for progression? Probably. Is it because you want to see what happens next? Because you want to fit like I don't know. I not to say I mean you're right. I think a lot of people might be like, "Oh my god, like what?" But it might also just be that perfect thing to grab people into that sort of gameplay.
Totally. And like the jokes, if they can keep that humor up the entire show, the entire game, like it'll be fucking amazing. Like even little things is like, it's like, what is your name, child or whatever, and he types in Ace in the tutorial. He's like, did you say your name is douchebag? And then you hit no, and it's like, are you sure, douchebag? And then it hits no, and it's like, all right, douchebag, let's get to work. And that's what they call you for like the rest of the game, because obviously they're not going to script out like whatever name you're typing in. But that's like a fucking brilliant way to deal with it. I think that's what that game is going to be, is like Trey and Matt, or Trey, what is it? Trey Parker, Matt Stone, like figuring out clever ways to deal with typical video game bullshit.
Yep.
Like the tutorial already proved to me that they have a pretty good grasp on like how video games are supposed to work. And so I think that I hope that game is as good as that first 13 minutes is. So we'll see.
I agree. Like I said, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I didn't need to. I'm sold on this game already, and this just says my decision's going to be good. Now, here's to wishful thinking that the PC port is all fine and dandy. It's not like the thing is overly demanding at all, but I would prefer to get it on the PC. I think. What are you going to do?
Is it coming out? It's coming out on next gen stuff, right? It's not.
As far as I know, 360, PS3.
Yeah,
I'll hit definitely this pre-order button and see what.
I'll definitely pick it up for PC then.
Hey, look at that.
Unless it's coming out for PS4, then I'll probably get it for that.
Wait, what? You get what? This is bullshit. God damn it.
Do they have some crazy
pre-order and you get the Necromancer Sorcerer with bonus fire damage or bonus weapon damage or bonus gold or bonus defenses.
See, that's kind of shitty, because they even made a joke about that in the tutorial about microtransactions and like pre-order bonuses. So that's upsetting. But oh well. That Cartman figure's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Jesus Christ, that's expensive.
How much is the collector's edition?
$79 it says.
That's not I just blew 130 on the collector's edition of Dark Souls 2. So I want that statue wheat.
So you get the Stick of Truth Ultimate Fellowship Pack if you pre-order it. Well, fuck. We want the PC version. Does the PC version come out the same day?
Does it?
I don't know. It actually should have been there.
Click PC, bro.
PC download. Boom.
March 4th? I think it's already on Steam pre-order. It was on the top selling list already.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, you probably get it that way then.
Yeah, I'll probably just get it through for PC then. So, but yeah, that game looks great, and it's only a fucking trailer. So,
cannot wait.
They're doing a good job keeping the hype up for that. Anything else you watched or played?
No, I got plenty that I played. Nothing else. Well, I did watch. I'll do one more thing that I watched. So, I made some comments last week. I think it was last week about Loadout. And and I TGM 519 was streaming it a little bit, and after watching his stream a little bit, especially since the last time I played, which was very early beta, they've really done a lot to improve the movement of the game quite a bit. So it
looks pretty good. I was watching. I think Giant Bomb was playing it, and it looked pretty good.
It's much more fluid than it once was. It was always fluid if you were just running around, but the jumping was always a little bit like what was off about the game. But it seems like with all the dodging and the jumping, that looks pretty nice. I don't know still that it's necessarily a game for me, but it seems like, especially if you're a TF2 fan.
Yeah, the art style is very relatable to TF2, but it's more like hardcore, gory. Like you can light people on fire and all their skin burns off and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's pretty hilarious. And then of course the weapon customization, so you can kind of like build weapons to your style of play, is always really cool. But I would urge anyone who haven't checked it out to, at least if they're an FPS fan, to check it out or check out a stream of it. Because it surprised me how much the game has actually improved since I last played it. So,
yeah.
It's also one of the reasons why Loadout probably shouldn't have been dangling the game in front of gamers' face so early on, when it's so easy to get a bad impression of it if it doesn't have full features in it and whatnot. But
yeah.
Lesson learned.
It's also it's also shitty because like right now with Titanfall, I feel bad for anything releasing this week, video or game wise, because everyone's just Titanfall. It's all over the place now. So,
except for me.
So yeah, except for you don't have any of the hype.
I have the hype, but I have to tell you, dude, fucking Bravely Default has been just.
Oh shit!
It's just been sucking away all my time, and I'll just.
Me.
Yeah, you gotta fucking complete some. I probably need to do that too. Actually, I got it a little while, but dude, Bravely Default has been thus far. I gotta say, man, I put way more time into Bravely Default than I put into Zelda. Like this game.
I was very excited to talk about this. So go ahead, and then I'll
all
talk
right,
about
so let me just give the 101 on Bravely Default. Of course, you've heard us talk about this Bravely Default. You've heard us talk about this game on the show several times. We've talked about the demo that was released that gave you some bonuses in the game, which an update on that, the bonuses like they didn't matter. And like in 2 hours you're already sort of past all that. So anyway, Bravely Default's a game by Square Enix. It takes a mishmash of previous Square Enix Final Fantasy game sort of systems and mechanics, and then it adds a little bit of their own. Bravely Default is just basically a system where you can brave, which saves a turn, and then you can default, which saves a turn, and then you can brave, which uses it. So you can like basically defense yourself and then use an extra attack in the next turn. That adds a lot of strategic play to it, but from everything down, it is a standard role-playing game. You've got a fucking continent in crisis. There are 4 crystals that need to be awakened. A whole city gets swallowed up. There's good
like
guys,
every
bad guys.
Final Fantasy and JRPG trope in one game. Like the character has amnesia.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not bad. You know, it's not it's not cliche to the point where you're just like, this is fucking terrible. It is more celebratory in a way, because you're just like, yeah, this is how it should be, right? Like I need this fucking party of like 2 guys and 2 girls, and one happens to be the Vestal who's gonna fucking unlock all the crystals and blah blah blah. So it works out exactly. The combat system, as you mentioned, it's very much turn-based, but it is as in-depth because of the way that they do the job system as some of the early PlayStation Final Fantasy games are. The amount of shit that you can do and the way that you can like craft your characters and then use abilities from everything else really makes it like a huge explorable and very RPG friendly type game. So far, I think I've unlocked like up to the pirate, and there are still 10 jobs. You
might be a little bit further than me in the game then, but that's good.
I'm in chapter 3.
Okay, I just got to I just got the toxin from that one place.
Okay, so I literally just did that as well, and I'm getting now. I'm going to do
so this is actually good then, because I play that game completely different from you, and I'm very excited to tell you about it.
I have a feeling what you do. But anyway, this game, for anyone with a Nintendo DS, for anyone who loves RPGs, I'm going to say go for the game. It's got a lot of great mechanics. It keeps me picking it up. The progression is really good and solid. You're constantly unlocking shit and getting to think about, well, how will I craft my characters to tackle this next thing? Or you could just brute force it if you want. Right. The cutscenes, like they added an auto system, so you can watch all the cutscenes without pressing a fucking button. They have a Japanese track. There's a ton of voice work in the game. That's all really good.
Pretty much everything is voice work. Yeah. Except for the party chat things.
Yeah, and like random like villager chat. I played for 10 hours until I switched to Japanese. And that's actually pretty good testament. Because I could have played through the whole game in English, but I was like, this game's going to be way fucking cooler in Japanese. So I'll finally give up on it.
I think mine's still in English, so.
Yeah, and you can change that at any time. The other thing, too, which I think is going to segue into what you are saying, is that the game does a great job of letting you play the fucking game how you want to play it.
Right.
And what that means is if I want to run through a dungeon and explore it and not encounter a single enemy, then I can by turning off the encounter rate in the game.
Right.
The ability to just be able to do this on the fly and kind of just craft it if you need to walk a long distance and you don't want to deal, you know you're going to a big battle or whatever, it's really convenient and makes this game even more fun to play. So, JP, tell me, how have you fucking cheesed this game? Because
well, first off, I want to know, what level are you right now in the game?
I'm level 34, 35.
All right, so this is how I played the game.
Oh, God.
I started playing the game for about 3 hours, or maybe it's probably 2. Let's be realistic. And I'm just like, all right, yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, the combat seems pretty cool, and like I'm having a good time. And then it's like, oh, I should cook some dinner. And then I'm like, but wait, I could also play Bravely Default at the same time. Let's hold on. And I go into a fight and I set up 3 Braves, and then I make for just auto it like, okay,
right.
Here's the real thing. I have 3 people who, one's a monk, one was a thief, now a ranger, and then the third one is a knight. And I got all of them with Invigorate, so they invigorate the monk skill, which buffs their attack power in the first round, and then the next 2 attacks do more damage, and the fourth one does normal damage or whatever. And then the 4th guy, I just casted Cura, and I did not brave him, so it's just like he casts Cura every round instead of 4 times in a row.
By the way, I'm going to make your strat even better, but keep going.
Okay, so then I just hit auto, and I turn up the encounter rate to 100%, and I just do this on the controller, and then I hit A twice every, I don't know, 5-10 seconds, right? I did this for probably 5 or 6 hours. I sat here playing CSGO with headphones in, and anytime I would hear the battle music come in, I'd hit A and then circle around. So right now, being at the same part that you are, I'm level 47, and I haven't had it, like the entire game since 3 hours in has been played on auto. I have not had to fight.
Doesn't that take the fun out of it?
Not,
because like I've had some pretty
that.
good challenging battles, but I've had some have just been scaled differently. Like there have been some where I was like, holy shit, like that was actually tough. But I also I play the game like I would have in an actual party. So I have like my fighter knight, my fucking monk / other fighter, and then I have my my black mage, who's also my white mage.
And I realized
and then I have a red mage who's a sword magic user, which is also a pretty fucking awesome combo. Which undoubtedly, like I have 2 characters that get their asses beat constantly,
Yeah.
So, but I like the struggle of like getting my ass handed to me and go, okay, I'm going to switch my strategy up and do it this way. So while I am jealous you have a few extra levels on me, I guess I'm not jealous that
You're playing the game and enjoying it differently. I'm playing the game and enjoying it because I'm breaking it. Like I go into these boss
by the
battles.
way, let me break your strat even more. There's an item that you can get that's called the Blessed Shield.
Okay, I have the Blessed Shield unlocked. What does it do?
Okay, so when you equip it, instead of casting Cura, which takes 9 magic points, you cast Cura from the Blessed Shield, and it takes no mana at all. So you can sustain mana.
Put on the white mage.
Yeah, so it doesn't even matter. My fighter
just goes
I have
off.
2 equipped. I have 1 on my black mage and 1 on my fighter. And on fighter, you go down to items and then you select Blessed Shield and then you cast Blessed, which is basically Cura. But even as my fighter, he casts almost a max Cura. Which is fucking oh yeah, dude. No, it'll totally.
Should probably do that. I unlocked I fucking like power game the shit out of this. Everything in my city except for 1 is level 11, which is the max town level, or whatever. So I got like the best weapon in the game, which cost 100,000.
Wait, because you grinded all that money too?
Yeah. So I could just buy the items as soon as I unlocked them. Right. Because I think when I grinded, I ended up having like 140,000 or something when I finished, so I could buy like one of the 100K items.
Jesus Christ.
But like my knight has like 290 attack power, and she uses a 2-handed.
Did you max any jobs, by the way, doing
that? What is the max for jobs by? Is it 15?
It's 14, I think.
It's 14. I think there's 2 that I have not changed since the start of the game, and they're level 13, so they're close to it. I haven't actually played in like almost 2 days, except for just unlocking the stuff in the town and making sure I forget or remember to do that. But yeah, like I'll walk into a dungeon, and if I'm actually playing the game, like you said, I turn the encounter rate all the way down and then get all the chests, go to the boss, turn it on auto, kill the boss, and then I'm done for that 30 minutes. And like I'll just blast through a dungeon real quick, and then I'll go back to grinding once I get to like the next tier of mobs in the new world. But that's for some reason that's fun to me. I don't have that many of the jobs because I don't understand how to unlock them. First off, I go into the towns that have like a little blue thing, and it's like there's nothing there.
No, each one has like sort of a little side quest that you have to follow to unlock it, and then you have to fight the boss who has the job.
Right. But they're usually like they're easy to spot in the towns, and all three towns.
Did you get the time mage?
You know, no, I did not. I've got the spells for him, but I don't have.
That's in the thief, the merchant.
I have the thief. I have the
fencer.
Don't have the spell fencer.
Time mage. That's all from an arc from like in the first in Anchime. You have to go there at night, and then you go into a door that's unmarked, and then you have to go up. Like there's a bunch of stuff they do at night and stuff. Like Pirate is done that way. Yeah. But actually, I was going to say, like, I guess it's a testament to the game that they have enough customization into it that we could play it two completely different ways.
Completely different ways, yeah.
And that's pretty awesome. Because, like, I know that I could just throw on another job and, like, make the group a little bit more, but I have such a utility group that I feel like I could just, you know, I could, like, take this group through the whole game.
I will say that strategy didn't start working really efficiently until I got the angel bow, which is like level 5 weapon shop, and then put that on a thief who has the A skill rating or whatever, because then he just started critting for like 1,000 at like level 20 on mobs and was just like destroying everything.
I mean, dude, I do shit damage unless it's magic, basically. Is what I'm configured to. But again, like that's what I would do in Final Fantasy games. I would always sort of cater towards, you know, magic at the end. And you know what else I like about this game? Fucking A, dude. I mean, there's a ton more, but they do something really cool with like the special items, and the game incorporates your friends a lot in that you can like send them special moves and then use their special moves in the party.
That's also broken, by the way, but continue on.
It is kind of broken, but at least they limit it. It basically, like, I have a couple friends that are from EU, and so they have everything maxed out, and so it's like if I just want to auto win a battle, I could summon them, but I haven't really done that. I've done with like the mid-level where I'm like, I can just shave off 2,000 hit points here and get this bonus, and I will. But the other thing that they do is that, God, I fucking hate games, and this is like every Final Fantasy has been fucking guilty of this. I hate it when it's like, you know, hey, you're a black mage, and here are all these wonderful spells you have. But you know what? When you get to a boss, you think that fucking poison is going to work? Nope, it's not. Go fuck yourself. Like, you're never going to get a spell like that. And I've yet to not find a boss unless they are, like, it makes sense that they would be immune to something, or, you know, they must be wearing gear that gives them immunity to status effects, which is like fucking, like, thank God. Finally, I can, like...
Makes this spells useful, right?
Yes, exactly, because there's so many games where it's just like, oh, immune. And obviously there's some spells, like a gravity or something that's like 50% HP isn't going to work on a big boss, and it shouldn't. But, like, something like poison, like, I should be able to fucking micro that into my battles to do it that way.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's true. I know that I think it's samurai is one, or maybe it's ninja. It's either samurai or ninja is like completely and utterly broken as a class.
Yeah. Because
of the amount of damage that you can do. So I'm waiting to get that, and then I'm just going to turn 3 people into ninjas and have my one white mage. But I think it's down the road. I think I know who gives it to you, or I know who gives it to you. I just don't know when you're going to fight them.
Yeah.
It's like one of the council members.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I think it'll be in this chapter. I'm not 100% sure, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's like 4 jobs to unlock in this chapter based off of who they've introduced.
Yeah. But yeah,
I will say, JP, one minor gripe. While it's interesting that they build the jobs into the story, One thing that was so badass about Tactics, which also used a similar job system, was that you unlocked them through like the usage of the other jobs. So, right, like you unlocked Red Mage once you got your Black and your White Mage to a certain level.
Right.
Then you could unlock the levels in that one, and then having, this combination of jobs unlocked. I kind of miss that. And it's funny because the demo really they kind of presented in a way where it's just like, we're just showing you what's available. So, have fun with the jobs. Max level's fucking like 3, it's have fun. But I feel like they didn't do a good enough job explaining like how the job system would have worked, because that's my one gripe about the game, is I miss that, because that's like the ultimate in unlock and progression. But I guess they make up for it in the city building. So
what did you get, by the way, for playing the demo? What extra stuff did you get?
I got a couple of things for the mage that was good, like an early rod that was real nice. I think a sword, and then other than that, like stupid shit like ethers and extra phoenix pounds.
Okay. I'm not gonna go play it.
It ultimately didn't amount to much after like they're just kind of throwing shit at you right away, and you build your town so quick if you have friends.
Yeah, how many are you up to? I've gotten lucky.
I'm up to only about 25 or so.
Okay, I've gotten lucky and gotten 5 every single day. Because I think it's random how many you can get, 3 to 5.
Yeah, you can get like 1 to 5, dude.
Oh, well then I've gotten incredibly lucky because I have gotten 5 every single day. So I'm at like 39 friends or something like that, which means I can like finish a 99-hour thing in like 4 hours or 3 hours.
Right.
The worst part about it too, which is maybe the best part about it for me, that's because I approach it kind of almost in an MMO-ish or a power gaming type, is I set alarms on my phone when this stuff is supposed to go off so that I don't forget.
Yeah.
And then I'll set like a long one that's like 7 hours when I go to sleep, so I know it's going to be finished when I wake up.
You do exactly what I do.
Yep. So, but yeah, Bravely Default's a pretty fun game.
I highly recommend it.
It might be it is undeniably the game that I've put the most time into on a 3DS, and it might be the first one that I actually finish.
Yep. And the story's like not amazing, but it's also, kept me going. And I like the book, the future book, because I want to
You know what? After playing Lightning Returns, the story is remarkable because there's not fucking like 30 minutes of just bullshit.
Yeah, there's
just
not.
Being presented. There
never
bullshit.
is. There is the tiniest amount of bullshit that is so tolerable. I would say the beauty contest to get the Red Mage side quest was kind of dumb. It just had some really, really long fucking cutscenes. But other than that, perfect in every way. It's called Bravely Default for 3DS, available now. Check it out.
Pretty good one. On the flip side, the Square Enix releases Bravely Default, and it's great. Square Enix releases Lightning Returns, and it's... I guess the best way to say it nicely, because I'm sure this game does have fans, is that it's not for me.
Some of the outfits look pretty hot, dude.
Some of the outfits are, I guess, cool. I didn't
say cool. I said they look pretty fucking hot, JP. Oh my god.
I haven't looked at all of them, or rather, I haven't gone online and looked at them. I saw one that was just a bunch of Moogles plastered on her body, and that was kind of weird. Yeah. I don't know. There's some
outfits of Lightning.
I know there's a lot. Like there's a lot.
I wish someone would just like link me a page that just has all of them.
Yeah, I'm sure they're out there somewhere from the Japanese version. But yeah, dude, like I guess ask me what you want about the game, because if I start talking about it, it's just going to turn into me talking about how fucking much I hate it.
Well, I got to say, for what I watched, it looked like there was just an awful lot of like running around in towns and shit, and that's one of the things I love about Bravely Default. Is like you get to a town and it's like there will be 4 shops, a fucking save point, and one of them will be in an inn, and boom, maybe a couple other people I could talk to. But I feel like I don't come across a town and I'm like, oh, here's fucking 5 hours I'm gonna spend in this fucking town. Like,
so my understanding of the game, and I've put maybe 6 hours into the game, regrettably, is that those towns are all there is in the game. There's two towns, and then there's two other zones, and that's all there is. Like, that's the entire game. And I think that to get the quote unquote true ending of the game, you have to play at least 50 hours worth. And I think to play 50 hours worth, that's beating the game 3 times or 2 times or some shit like that.
So what would the time have to do with it?
So the entire basis of the game is based around time. There's a 24-hour cycle, and there's only 5 days left until the end of the world, which is also quite confusing because at the beginning it says there's 13 days left to the end of the world. So I don't know what the fuck happened to the other fucking 8 days till the end of the world, but it's just not explained, or maybe it was explained and I just was not listening because Hope is the worst character in Final Fantasy history that I can't stand to fucking listen to him just jabber on about this stupid nonsense that pissed me off the entire time.
How much you really like this game.
I know. I felt really horrible recording the JPOV of it because it's like I was so negative about the game, and I know that, like I said at the beginning of this, like people do enjoy this game, and to those people, like, fucking more power to you. I'm glad that you are able to enjoy it, but I don't know, man. One thing I hated was the time system. Like, the quests are tied to certain times. So if you're not at a certain area in a certain time frame, you cannot do that quest. And so you have to go to another area, and, like, ultimately you're basically planning out what you want to do at certain times, and I fucking hate that. Like, I hate that in games. I hate being restricted to what I can actually do because of a time system. Not because it's just like you're not the appropriate level, because then I'll just go grind and get the appropriate level. Like, that's cut and dry, but it's just
can
ridiculous.
You change outfits mid-combat?
So the entire combat is doing exactly that, but you can only do it with 3 of them that you already have set up.
So you kind of like equip 3 and then you're switching.
You equip 3, yeah, and it's more than just the outfits. So it's the clothes is one part, the weapon, the weapon is one part, and then the shield is the one part. And each give you, like, different bonuses to HP, to ATB meter, to magic damage, to shatter damage, blah, 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 blah. They all have their own stats, and you can mix and match. Like, you can take a sword from one set with the clothes from another set with the shield from another set and put them all together. I don't think there's set bonuses. I didn't really play enough to find out if there was. Some of the weapons or some of the clothes have a unique action to them that you can only use with that set. Right. The pre-order bonuses to the game, which is the Shinra First Class, which is Cloud's outfit with the Clem Hazard sword or whatever the fuck, the Bustard sword, sorry.
Is it as OP?
And then it's incredibly overpowered, at least at the start. And the Yuna costume, coupled with that, which I think was a pre-order bonus, is just incredibly overpowered. So much so that I hit one button and I want to fight. Wow. Like, I just hit triangle and it casts elemental and it just kills the guy. And the worst part is that the fact that what really happened is Square spent so much fucking money on Final Fantasy 13 that they had to look at the next 3 games and use the same exact assets to make that money back, to recoup the fucking loss. Because I'm still fighting the same fucking monsters from the first game. Like, there's no variation to the monsters except for color. And I'm sure there's maybe 1 or 2 that they customize completely, but it's just really frustrating. I did not enjoy it.
Is there any redeeming quality to the game at all? Because, I mean, like,
if you like to have a good time and laugh at ridiculous stories because you're the savior of God or of the human race sent on a mission from God, who's also named Benevils, Boonivels, or some fucking made-up stupid name, then that's cool.
I'm looking at so many fucking outfits. Like, how do you ever decide what you're going to use? Do you just only end up using the same shit over and over?
I only use the same 3 ones, yeah, which was the savior.
See, that to me seems like the game's broken.
Well, those 2 were definitely broken in the beginning. I'm sure some of these ones later in the game, though, are are broken.
But I mean, there are so many. Like, it seems that I'm looking at so many here, JP. It seems almost ludicrous that you wouldn't be saying to me, "Oh yeah, you're switching outfits all the time." Like, you have to, like, you can't do well in the game unless you do.
Yeah, I mean,
I just looked through 50 fucking outfits. It seems ridiculous if you only ever use one of them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they're all. It's also really.
Oh, and then you can customize them all.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can put like bunny ears on like a cloud outfit with some. You can only do one adornment though per thing. Oh, there's the Moogle Queen, that last one. You should look at
saw that one.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, like.
Oh, I didn't know you could change the color of them. That's interesting. I wonder when you unlock that shit.
Oh my god, you could change the colors! This game's the best ever!
So yeah, I guess this game is for Final Fantasy 13 people that want a shit ton of fan service and don't necessarily care about the gameplay, which is the fighting is not actually bad. It's just very mediocre, and enjoy it. Or don't care about the fact that it's a terrible story, from what I could tell.
It's a sad day when I say I'm not interested in a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm Bravely Default, I'm totally fine with. I'm just like, good job, Square.
Exactly. And the shitty part is the entire, like, and I talk about this, all of Final Fantasy 13, every single game was bad. There was not a good or redeeming factor in any Final Fantasy 13 game that came out. The first one was so fucking linear that it was boring as shit. The very end of it was actually cool because it was more open world than any other part of the game, but it took so long to get there and it was so short that it really wasn't that fun. And then they took the feedback from that of being too linear and made Final Fantasy 13-2, which was just all over the place. It was like this time traveling bullshit where you could do almost anything. And they took the feedback from that and made Lightning Returns, which is even more all over the place, it seems. So I
hope they can get back on track with Final Fantasy 15. But
I really hope they just take the Kingdom Hearts fighting, put it into a Final Fantasy game.
That's what it looks like they're gonna do.
Have some sort of interesting.
It's not Final Fantasy. But you know what? If they're already talking about a sequel to Bravely Default, like,
yeah,
I'm fine with that. Just like as long as they sort of retain, those games.
Yeah.
Or those styles of games. So.
They really just need to do something with that series, because like probably starting at 12 is when it slowly started to decline, I think. And maybe even before that, because 10, while beloved by a lot, I don't think was that great of a game. I think 8 and 9, it's like 7, 8, and 9.
I thought 12
really
was
good.
Actually decent.
I enjoyed 12, yeah, but it was.
But
you could
for
see
different reasons, yeah, it was like
you could see that they looked
MMO.
at like MMOs exactly, and like, guys, these MMOs are really selling. Let's put it into a Final Fantasy game. That's what they did.
Yeah,
and the story lacked because of that. I think it was a very bland story. So yeah. Fantasy Lightning Returns.
So the only other thing before I think I think we talk about Titanfall. Lego the movie, the game.
Is that good?
It's good. It is the first Lego game though that we've come across that has some like game-breaking bugs. First off, the game, like any other Lego game, is fucking amazing. They really did an amazing job. However, this game is like a giant fucking spoiler for the movie. So do not play this game if you are planning to see the movie.
It's the movie.
In the sense that the way it works is that they show a shitload of the movie as the cutscenes. So instead of rebuilding them within the engine, they expand what happens in the movie into these larger levels, but then they use the movie to like put the pieces together as to like, so it's really clever because you're playing the first game and then you get to watch like 3 minutes of the movie. And then they go into like the next part. But you're playing everything that essentially happens in the movie. Miniweek got to a part near the end of the game where he had to stop playing, and when he came back, normally you have all these like comrades with you and they're helping you through the game, and he was by himself. So he has no way now to get through this level because his like teammates won't spawn. So you either have to like wait for a patch to come
Oh
out,
shit, that's
or or he has to like go back and redo the
was it the
levels.
same studio that does all the other Lego games?
It is, and again, it's like it's pretty unusual because I mean, it's not like they're using different engines, these things, but that shit happens. The game is great, though. I mean, it's probably the best movie tie-in game ever. Just because they didn't have to like do anything ridiculous to try to match the movie. They just made a fucking Lego game and then tied it together by using the actual movie parts. And it's smart as shit. But you get to still play like Batman, who's a major character in the Lego movie and shit, and Superman and everyone it's fantastic. So if you if you're into those Lego games or if you see it on a sale, it's great. And hopefully they'll fix that bug.
I still need to play a Lego game. I've played them in brief spurts, like 2-minute spurts. I think I downloaded I downloaded the Marvel.
Oh yeah, that one's
the Marvel
awesome.
one. Yeah, on the demo on PS4. I played the demo and I was like, yeah, I understand what this game is now, and maybe I'll play it in the future.
Yeah. It'll come out for PlayStation Plus, and you'll be all over it. So there you go.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll wait for is whenever they put a Lego game on PlayStation Plus, whenever that is. I think that'll do real well. So, well, we could talk about Titanfall now, but I think it's coming up on an hour. So if you want to take a break, we could come back and jump into Titanfall, 'cause I'm sure we'll spend a while on it.
Yeah, we'll come back, talk about Titanfall, a few news items, and if we have some time, we'll open up the phone lines. But thanks for joining us for 8 Bits. We will return after this short commercial break. Don't go away.